Hey, Jay here. We're going to talk about the forks that come on the KTM and Husqvarna models, the 17 to 20 now, AER48 forks. There's been a bunch of adjustments and refinements through the last few years, but overall, it's the best air fork. But again, it's still just an air fork. And I really like the forks. I like the bike. It's totally rideable. It's good, but it can be better. And there's lots of guys who've gone out and bought cone valve forks that are really expensive. There is other options to try to make these better. As far as the trail goes, I think they're really good, and I think they're better. I like them better than the Explorer fork that comes on the like XCWs and EXCs. I think I like them better than those off-road trail riding. But I'm still going to test when I get back to here on the trail bikes later. First, I'm going to test the forks upgrade I want to do here on the motocross bike. And what we're talking about doing is KYB has a kit that allows you to change these air forks into dual spring forks that are going to make it just like the Yamaha stock forks. They have dual chamber, dual spring forks. They're going to go in here. It requires different lugs on the bottom. There's other guys that do it without doing that, and they make some special parts to make it work. But for this test, I want to just get the best parts, and we're going to go with Technical Touch has that, and we're going to work through factory connection and bolt those in. I'm going to show you everything that kind of comes out of the stock forks and that we replace, and what goes in it in the kit and what's involved. Now, it's a fairly expensive process to do, but I love this bike so much, and I love the power and everything about it. The only thing I'm not totally happy with on the track is the forks and how harsh they are in certain conditions, and the feel that you have. Especially on slap down landings, they can feel a little bit harsh, and so I just want to see if we can make it a little better. So I'm going to show you everything there at Factory Connection, and then report back how we feel this thing on the track. Okay, so now I'm at the FC shop in Corona, California, and Mark is going to show us the insides of these AER48 forks right now.
Alright, so here are the stock forks, the AER48s that come on the KTMs and Huskies. As you can see, there's the air cartridge that gives you all the support from the fork itself, giving you the spring rate that is recommended for you by air pressure. On this leg here, this is going to be your dampening fork, so this will control your actual hand feel and give you a lot of the response from what the bike is doing is coming from here. We do have the compression assembly and also the mid valve area as well. This fork is a really good air fork, definitely one of the simpler ones to use, so it does work out really nice with our settings for what we can do with it, but as we are going to show you, we do have some other options available for these.
Now, just real quick, what are the main complaints when guys call up and they want you to work on their air forks? What are kind of the main complaints that most of the guys are giving you?
A lot of the feedback is really coming down to initial plushness to bottoming resistance. They cannot get that happy medium. So that is one of the biggest things. If they are working with the air pressure, trying to give them more bottoming resistance, it gets really harsh on their hands. Where vice versa, if they drop the air pressure to allow it to be a lot more plush, they start bottoming.
Okay, so here is our KYB conversion kit for these AER48 forks. So this kit comes with a bunch of pieces, as you can see, and Mark's going to walk us through all the benefits and the pieces that come with it and the benefits of doing it.
Alright, so as you can see, this is going to be all the internals to the kit. You do have to utilize your existing inner and outer tube to be able to drop in this kit. A lot of benefits to this kit are accomplished. We can really work with the valving. We do have our own valving specs that we will set up for the riders. So really working with getting initial plushness, but yet still keeping a lot of the bottoming resistance with the springs and a much more controlled feel. A lot of riders have a hard time with the air, making it feel consistent through a moto from beginning to end. So with the springs going to that system, it stays a lot more linear for the rider. It doesn't change throughout the day for them. So with this kit, like I said, it comes with springs, which we will recommend a rate for you. Also working with the valving on the compression assembly, changing pressure springs if needed. You know, really fine-tuning the suspension for your needs, whether it's off-road or motocross. even to the point of Supercross if needed. So in order to be able to use one of these kits, an important factor to it is actually the lugs. These allow you to put in the front wheel and also use your existing brake caliper without having to make any changes or modifications to it. A big reason why we do like these is that they are a machine billet lug. We have to use them because they do add a bottoming cone for the cartridge system that's used. If we did not have the different lugs, we would not be able to mount this into the bike and have a perfectly straight fork. Spacing and everything's a little bit different between the two manufacturers. So again, we are taking a kit that is the internals of one manufacturer, putting them on to another one.
Perfect. We'll look forward to picking these up and getting some time on these forks really soon. Okay, so we're back after testing this thing a couple times and very impressed. It was really good. So compared to the stock AER forks, it's a big improvement. We rode a 2020 350 SXF this weekend as well and compared it to that. And it's a bigger difference from the stock stuff to that, but the 2020 has improved settings and it's pretty good. Still not as good as when Factory Connection did the AER forks. I think they kind of have a better setting, at least for me, compared to stock to start with. So the difference from going to rebuilt stuff to these isn't maybe as drastic as going from stock AER forks to this KYB kit from Technical Touch. And that we had Factory Connection installed. This gives us a much more planted feeling. I think just feels like more comfortable on the track. You know, maybe a lot of it has to do with that we've been riding dual spring forks for so long, and that's what we're comfortable with. But you get rid of that harshness. And I don't want you to think this is something you kind of have to do to ride a KTM or Husky, but I think if you're wanting the ultimate, you're going to want to do this or get a set of cone valve forks. Hopefully KTM and Husky will update their bikes to come with something similar to this or their cone valve in the near future, or at least give guys options to get those. So really fun being able to test these things. It kind of turned out how I thought it might, that these would be better. I kind of figured that would be kind of the case. It wasn't as drastic as I thought, but it is a good improvement. If your stock AER forks are already rebuilt and you have them working pretty good, you're just not completely happy, I don't know that difference is going to be as big as it is going from stock. So give you something to think about if you're looking to build your KTM or Husky and try to make your forks work as good as say a Yamaha. Hopefully that helps you out some.